So, there's infinite universes, right? It's all just probability, quantum probability. It's happening now, a decision. We're constantly shifting through worlds as we speak, as we make decisions. Not even decisions. It's just the flow to be, because what we really are is this mass organism that is boundless space, and that's consciousness, and it's shifting from space to space to space to aspect, from face to face of itself. You, me, we're alternate versions of one another. So, and yeah, and it's wild. It's wild. It's wild. Anyways, so all these times people are like, they say, oh wow, weird. But they say, excuse me. They say the world's gonna end. Oh yeah. Why do they say the world's gonna end and it doesn't end? That's because you don't believe it's gonna end. And that's the key right there. That's the key that is often slipped away, but it's not often slipped away. It's just perceived to be slipped away or believed to be slipped away, but it doesn't have to be slipped away because it's here, and this is basically the secret of how to do all of this is believing is the gateway through dimensions, whatever dimension there may be, whatever possible reality. So yeah, there's one where, so there's all these things that could possibly be occurring right now, and they are occurring, and it's happening. A dragon is coming down, ripping my head off. I'm collapsing into a spasm. I'm shutting this video off. I'm just being completely silent. I'm completely in the flow. I am completely in the flow. Maybe that's what it is. But but you can't really tell that that's occurring, right? You can't tell that's what's going on because it always seems as though we're right here in the now. That's because this mass organism, that's just how it works. It's always in the now, from all views, simultaneously. Language can barely wrap itself around itself, but it has. Language is a evolved version of this. And there's so many other versions of language where I'm speaking other languages. But right now, and so when you really start to think about that, right, everything is true, because whichever dimension you're believing in, everything is true in the past, in the future. It's intense. So physical immortality. That happens. There's just a version of us that lives right here forever, but there's also a version of us that lives in whatever other dimension forever. But the thing is to remember is there's not just one dimension. Well, yeah, of course, that's what I'm saying, but I was in another dimension a second ago, and now I'm in another dimension right now. What dimension am I going to go to next? What dimension are you going to go to next? Absolutely anything is possible. Absolutely anything is possible. Yeah, so when they say the world's going to end, and they're like, oh, yes, this entity is going to come back and save us or destroy us or crash into us and eat us. It actually happens, right? But it doesn't happen to you because you didn't believe that was going to happen. But to these other people, they're like, in your perceptive zone, you're like, or they say, yo, it didn't happen. Well, it'll happen eventually. That's just the version of them in your reality, your parallel reality where it didn't happen. But there's also a version of them where it did happen. So there's absolutely no objectivity. There's not even any subjectivity, but there is. Nothing is true. Everything's permitted. Everything's permitted. You don't have to be committed because you're always shifting. It goes way further than well, no. We can grasp our mind around this, and we will. In due time. Through repeated information.